Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Talking Through. No, only messing. So through the pages with D. Today, I am feeling a bit hyped. Um, Before I start getting into anything, I did something a little bit crazy this morning. I don't usually do this, but I was watching the YouTube Shorts, and this one kept popping up and popping up and popping up. How did you dance in the 80s? Because I I love 80s music. This one drew me in. Not usually one to go with the trends. However, this morning I did. I went with the trend. So I did the little dance in the kitchen for a short and have basically put it out there just for a bit of fun. You know, nothing serious. It's just a bit of fun. If you can find the ability to laugh at yourself, then why not? That's what makes life a bit more bearable. So I've put it out there as a challenge to other booktubers of that generation who grew up in the 80s and knew that music, to the challenge of how you danced in the 80s. So it's out there. If you fancy doing it, have a go. Why not? It's just a bit of fun. Even if you're not a booktuber and you're a bookworm, just have a go. Just prove to the people out there that just because we read books doesn't mean that we can't dance. We can dance. So that's why I did it. And it was just a bit of fun. And if you get to see it, have a look at it. You can watch me, bust a move in my kitchen. You can also laugh and take the mickey. I don't mind. Not bothered. It was just a bit of fun. But today, as I said on Monday's video, The Week in View, I'm going to review a book that I read last year. It's been out for a while now. It's not brand new. But I haven't reviewed it. I've read it, loved it, but haven't reviewed it. A few other people have. So you can check out other people's videos as well to see what they thought of it. But I'm going to review the book Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulak. I'll just show you the copy that I've got. That's my copy. So it's slightly different to some other copies that are out there. But the starting point with this book is, I'm pretty sure that it's good on audio, and it's probably just as good on Kindle. The thing is, kind of to go along with this story, you need the pictures. It's not called Hidden Pictures for no reason. One of the characters, who is a 5-year-old child called Teddy, does draw these pictures. So they are kind of predominant to the story. So I suppose in a way, on Audible, I don't know how you'd see them, but at least in the book you get to see them. So I'll just give you an example and believe me, the artwork is phenomenal. So this 5-year-old child called Teddy starts off quite innocent, really, with his drawings. They're quite simple. I don't know if you can see them. Quite simple drawings, not really threatening in any way. The further along we go in the book, and the artwork is stunning. Whoever's drawn these, they are just sublime, sublimely stunning. So that's the sum of the artwork that's actually within this book. And this is all being drawn by this 5-year-old child called Teddy. So Teddy belongs to Ted and Caroline Maxwell. They are looking for a nanny. They both have full-time jobs and they're looking for a nanny. Now, who is the main character, the main POV, so to speak, in this book, is a character called Mallory Quinn. Mallory has just come out of rehab. She was involved in a car accident, got addicted to pain medication, and had to go into rehab. Obviously, she was an athlete. The car accident that she was involved in stopped her from being an athlete any longer. So then, through her recuperation, the doctor prescribing her pain meds, she got addicted to them and had to go to rehab. So she's out of rehab now. She's been clean for around, I think it's 18 months. It was a year ago that I last read this, so bear with me. I think it's 18 months that she's been clean, and she's now looking to get back into society and work again, and just leave her past behind her. So her rehab coach, finds her this job as a nanny. She goes for the interview. The wife's very accommodating, wants her, knows her history, That doesn't stop the wife, Carolyn, from wanting her, but the husband, Ted, is a little bit more dubious about taking her on. As the story progresses, that in itself will become quite apparent. Just that little section in itself will become clear. This book is sublime to me in the fact that not only is there a mystery that needs to be solved, and Mallory is the one to solve the mystery, but it's the in-depth story behind what is going on with all these characters. It may not seem as if it's in-depth at first, but when you reflect back on it, it actually really is. Each character, such as Ted, Caroline, and Teddy, they all have these unique stories and they all intertwine. There's also another character who is tied to Teddy. I'm trying very hard here not to give too much away, because this is one of those books where if I delve too much into the details, it won't have the impact. And this book, believe me, has an impact. It has this amazing twist at the end. In fact, there's two, but one predominantly that you do not see coming. You would have to be very, very, very astute to pick up on the signs that are slightly given within the context of the earlier chapters to actually be able to pick out where Jason is going with this storyline. I've said it before, it's not being big-headed, it's just a tried and tested thing that where mysteries are concerned, I am generally quite good. I can generally pick up on the clues and be like, oh, I see where you're going with that. I did not with this one at all. So that's why I love this book so much, because the twist threw me such a curveball. I did not see it coming. I was absolutely astounded that it happened, and it absolutely made the story. There's other little bits where you will work it out. You can see kind of what's coming. The storyline does start to kind of change and give the impression of this is going to tweak this way and this is going to tweak that way. So there are some other elements where it will kind of make itself clear. But that final twist at the end, that final little ta-da, it doesn't give it away. Not really. Not to the extent where you're going to guess it. If you do guess it, then let me know. If you decide that you want to read this book and you read it through whatever medium, I'd say preferably a visual medium, then you get to appreciate the pictures. But I don't know how that's going to play out on Audible. I don't know how that. Maybe they describe the pictures. I'm not sure. They do somewhat describe the pictures within the book to say what Teddy is drawing, but I don't think it gives you the same kind of clarity as actually seeing the pictures, and they are very predominant. Would this story be okay without the pictures? Yeah, I think it would. I think you'd just have to go into more description as to what's been drawn by Teddy. But Teddy is mainly drawing these pictures, and this is with the aid of another character. So this is a supernatural thriller. It absolutely has horror elements in it. It's quite dark at times, which I, as you all know by now, enjoy. And it's just the variations between the characters of who's kind of backing who, or who's the good guy here, who's the bad guy here. You are led down this path to believe it's one particular way, and then you find out that actually, oh no, it's not that. It's the other way. So like I said, I don't want to give too much away because you can get too much into this. But yeah, this is based in Springbrook, New Jersey. As I say, Mallory Quinn is fresh out of rehab and she takes the job as a nanny. Now, the other factor in this is where Mallory lives. That plays a big part within this mystery because there is a missing person, and when Caroline shows Mallory to her living quarters, which is basically what would have been considered maybe a tool shed, quite a large tool shed though, I imagine, for them to be able to turn it into an accommodation. It's kind of like one of those little little holiday cabins where you've just got sort of a sleeping area, a kitchenette and a bathroom. But that is in the back of their garden. Prior to that, the previous owner did use it as a tool shed. But prior to that, it was then used as accommodation. So kind of it is relevant to the story where Mallory ends up living. Quite relevant to the story. But yeah, as I say, it is a fast-paced book. It's your no-nonsense kind of vocabulary in there, and it's not really one of those sort of um, you know, flamboyant proses where there's all sorts of different vocabulary thrown in there. It's not one of those. It's just a straightforward read. Quite a lot of communication, sort of conversations between characters. There's elements of trauma as well in this book. So if that's something that you want to steer clear of, I'm just letting you know that there is trauma in there. Obviously, firstly with the drug addiction, but then there's other elements of trauma within this book. So just bringing that to your attention as well. Is it haunting? There is supernatural stuff going on in this book, but is it a haunting? You'll have to read it to find out. And as I say, there is this mystery throughout the entirety of the book, and this is what Mallory is trying to solve. She gets very, very invested in why Teddy is drawing these pictures, and what does this all mean? Why is Teddy drawing these pictures? Why do they go from being these very childlike stick figure pictures to these very, very, very detailed sort of adult type art that you wouldn't imagine a 5-year-old would be able to draw? Let's see if I can find some more, because the book is just absolutely cram-packed with these pictures, and they're just stunning. The artwork is absolutely stunning. I don't want to show you any that maybe will give too much away, but just so as you get sort of a taster. And in the back of the book that I've got, you do actually get a little snippet of maybe those. You do actually get a little snippet of why the artist went the way that they did and what they did. See, those are just beautiful. Absolutely stunning. So yeah, we go from the stick figures to that kind of artwork. But overall, it won 2022's Goodreads, I think, if memory serves me right. It was the Goodreads choice for 2022 for horror. It does have horror elements, but it is, as I say, more of a supernatural thriller. But there are slight horror elements in there. But yeah, it's a fantastic read. If that's your kind of thing, where, like me, I think this is why this book hit me so much, is because mystery in any format is my favourite genre. So you put mystery in anything else and I will love it. But you add mystery, horror and thriller together, now you whistling my tune. That's my jam. Mystery, horror and thriller is where I want to live. I love that kind of context, that kind of that way, that genre. That is just heaven to me. That's the ideal mashup of genres for me to read, and that's exactly what this is. It is elements of horror, it has got the mystery, and it is a thriller, but it's also got the supernatural elements to it as well. So yeah, I just wanted to obviously explain why I love this book so much. It hits all the right spots for me, it ticks all the boxes. As soon as I'd finished it, I couldn't believe what I'd just read. I couldn't believe that I'd actually missed the twist. But it's not obvious. It's you purposefully will miss it. The way Jason Rekulak has done this, you will not see it coming. There's once you've read it, it's like the film Sixth Sense. You can't go back and watch that film because you know the ending now. You know how that turns out. So you can't go watch it again because it won't have the same impact. This is that kind of book. You can't go back and reread it, really. You could, just for funsies, but you know how it's going to end. You know what the huge twist is. So it's one of those where it's that first time read, that first impression that you get with this author in this book that is the wow factor. But once you know, you'd be reading it for other purposes, to see if you missed something, to see if there was any clues, to see if you skirted over information. So it's one of my favourites, but I don't think you can reread it. I'll be honest, I don't really think you can, because you won't get that same, what? That's the end? What? You won't get that. So it does have that Sixth Sense film kind of impact. And that's why I highly, highly rate it. I did also get a really nice message about this, saying from it was actually on John's channel. I commented on John's recent video, and somebody came back and said that they'd seen me recommend Hidden Pictures, gave it a go, listened to it in one day, and actually enjoyed it. So that made my day. That's made my day today. The fact that I've just said how good this book is, somebody's gone, do you know what, I'll give that a go, and has come back and said that was good. I listened to it in one sitting. I didn't want to, I didn't want to separate it. I wanted to listen to the whole thing. And that's how you'll feel with this. It's so fast paced, and you'll get so into the mystery that you won't be able to stop. You'll need to carry on to get to that end, to find out what on earth is going on here. What is the situation with Teddy? Why is Mallory seeming to be the only one who can help Teddy? What's the deal with Ted and Carolyn? There's a couple of other characters as well who I'm not going to go into because they play quite important roles, so I'm not really going to go into those. You have to read it to find out. But what an absolute superb book. And I do believe that this is only Jason Rekulick's first attempt at somewhat horror. So if Jason is going to continue on the book on the lines of horror, I think we've got a promising start there for somebody who knows how to hit notes that maybe some other authors miss. I mean, I do love it when I pick up a book and Stephen King is on the front. Stephen King's quotation here is, "I loved it. The surprise is really surprise, and it has that hard to achieve propulsiveness that won't let you put it down." So when Stephen King is on the cover of any book saying this is a great book, I'm going to pick it up. But if he can say those words to this, then please believe me when I say that's exactly what this book is. It may not be some people's cup of tea, and that's fair enough, but you won't know unless you try it. So if you're looking for something new, something a little bit different, maybe you read a lot of fantasy and you're looking for something outside of that. This is still fantasy, but it is that supernatural thriller horror kind of fantasy. So if you're looking for something outside of your normal comfort zone, you want to try something a bit different, maybe you're in a bit of a reading slump, you've tried all the fantasies and it's just not hitting kind of that itch, it's just not scratching that itch that you've got, give Hidden Pictures a go by Jason Rekulick. Try it out, see what you think, because I think that it's been a very, very, very long time since I read a book where the twist in it has made me stunned for a good few days. So yeah, that's my feelings on that book. Hopefully anybody who does pick it up will enjoy it from my recommendation. If you do, or if you're deciding, do you know what, I'm going to give that a go-day, please let me know in the comments. Please let us know. Me and Joe's love that. We love getting comments. We try and respond as quickly as we can, which is usually pretty quick, I think. But yeah, let me know. Let me know your thoughts. If you have read it, let me know what you thought of it. Let me know if you're going to read it. Let me know if it's really not your cup of tea, or let me know if it is your cup of tea. I'm really interested to find out because this is an absolute favourite of mine. So I am actually really interested to find out what people think of it and whether or not, barring that one viewer of John's who said good shout, I'm just curious to know if I can get other people to think, oh, do you know what, Dee? Yeah, fair play. That is actually a good book. So yes, I'm going to leave it there then, guys. Go and check out my quirky little short if you want to see a dumpy booktuber dancing in a kitchen. And yeah, please give this video a like. You know the script. If you've been a couple of times and you feel like subscribing, please do. Give it some thought, give it a consideration. It really helps the channel, helps me and Joe's get the content out and about there, gets us seen. And other than that, just enjoy your Wednesday, really, people. I'll be back on Friday with... We've decided, I think, from the comments that we're going to do a top 10 of Christmas books. Yes, it's June. It's nowhere near Christmas yet, but you know how quickly time flies. So why not get some suggestions out there now for Christmas so that you guys can start having a look. They may well be on shelves, but at least you can have a list ready for, say, I don't know, October, November, and you'll know what it is you're looking for. So yes, that's going to be Friday's video, which is top 10 Christmas books. So then that'll leave you to it, guys. Have yourselves a great day. Thank you for being here. If you watched till the end, you're fantastic. I love you all. And I will see you all next time through the pages. Bye-bye. Hey, everyone. Thanks as usual for watching this video, and if you want more content, you can click on one of the following links. Thanks so much for your support. See you again next time.